Hello, my name is Andrea Louise Watson and I'm the head writer of Without Fear, Without Favour. And I also play Amy Hudson.
And I'm John Love, co-writer on Without Fear, Without Favour, and I play Mark Hudson. A crime thriller set in Yorkshire.
Amy Hudson has just been promoted to Detective Inspector and she's just been handed her first case.
Which she attends with her husband Mark.
And our other main character, James Harvey.
There's been a murder.
And, as you'd expect and hope for in a film like this,
there's much more to it.
Well, we're going to have to go back all the way to lockdown, where I attended some online writing courses with a tutor called Adam Robinson, who is superb. One of his techniques is to look at a picture for 5 minutes and then write for 5 minutes after that, non-stop, no self-editing, just let whatever's in the subconscious come through onto the paper, which is a great way to get started on any project if you're scared of starting with a white sheet. So in this particular class, which was a ghost-themed writing class, I came up with a female detective and mine became more of a crime thriller. And after the class was finished, I thought I'd really like to play this detective. So I wrote myself a showreel scene and I sent it to a director I know and asked if he wouldn't mind filming it for me. And he said no. He said no because he wanted to know what happens next. It was too intriguing and it shouldn't be a showreel scene. And he suggested that I make a web series. So I decided to do just that. So the next thing we've got to do is cast it. I had a one-to-one with a fabulous casting director. So I asked her, how do you go about casting Russell Tovey? And she asked me how much money I had for the budget. And I told her. And she politely smiled. And she told me how much Russell Tovey would be likely to get in a day. So my second question was, how do I become Russell Tovey? She suggested to me that instead of looking for a name, that I should go and find someone who was on the precipice of becoming a name. Somebody that I could see had star quality, and I loved that challenge. And I made a short list of actors, and to be honest, it was more difficult than I thought because I had this vision in my head of how I wanted James Harvey to look. I came across a Scottish actor. Looking at his showreel on his agent's website, within the first 10 seconds, I thought, I've got my man here.
I was lucky enough to be one of those shortlisted and originally was auditioning to play James Harvey.
The director was adamant he wanted a name, so I had to pass on my Scottish actor. It didn't sit right with me. Pacing around the floor at 2 a.m, I had the light bulb that I would create another character in this scene. I sent it to the director, who said that I'd improved the scene no end and the additional character was even more intriguing. So that is how we cast John Love.
With me now cast as this new character, Mark Hudson, we did a teaser shoot in 2021. Back then it was called TikTok. Andrea was very open with the whole process, telling me all the kind of challenges that she faced trying to get the thing made, and especially the character of James Harvey having to be cast and recast due to the actors dropping out.
It was on meeting him that the storyline downloaded into my head of what it should be. I'd filmed this proof of concept far too early, and my advice to anybody doing this is make sure that your storyline is completely nailed down. But the challenges that I faced didn't make me want to stop doing the project. In fact, it made me more determined and more ambitious. And within time, a feature film was born. I don't like sharing my work when it's unfinished, but I'd struck up a friendship and I trusted John So I sent him my first draft of the feature film.
I liked it. There was some great stuff there. I thought if I was watching the film as an audience member, I'd be enjoying it, certainly. But I had questions as to why this kind of thing happened and not that. Andrea had arranged a character photo shoot, which I was a part of, and I thought that'll be a great chance to ask some questions.
It was during this time that John started to tell me his ideas for parts of the film, especially the opening. I went away and I thought about everything that John had told me, and I'm a really fair person. I did not want to use his work without him being credited. I asked him, do you want to be a co-writer?
I said that's very kind of you, but let me think about it.
I was lucky enough to be invited to Isaac Who's Treehouse party launch. The Treehouse is the studio they have in Huddersfield. I got to meet the team and I was really impressed. I sent them the package and asked them if they would like to work with me. I was delighted to get a first interview. The main person that had stuck by me all this time was my Mark Hudson character, played by John Love, and it was non-negotiable that he would be in the film. So I wanted him there for the first meeting so that they could get to meet him and see that he needed to be in it too.
I mean, I was flattered to be a part of that meeting. I kind of thought, I'll go along, I'll see what it's all about. I'll end up sitting in the background, not really having much input, but that's fine. I'll just listen in. It'll be interesting to see how a film is actually made from the ground up. And actually became quite a big part of it. Lots of questions were being asked to myself as well for the ideas that I had that Andrea was now adding in, that was implementing into the script. And it was just really exciting to hear all the things that they could offer. I got to understand what producer actually does, in that they are responsible for explaining how they will bring the film, how they'll get the thing made. So the team explained to Andrea, they broke it all down. They said this is what you'd have to do month by month, meeting by meeting. The script, first and foremost, was months away from a kind of finished product. It would be get the script together. Andrea had set up her own production company. They wanted to do a new teaser shoot because we were going to work with them. Then we'd have this new package together that Andrea would fire off to potential investors and funding bodies, and hopefully get the money to make the thing into the feature that she envisioned. And then
I asked John again, do you want to be a co-writer?
again, I said thank you. I had explained my reservations on the whole thing, and just, I was worried about the time, about the commitment. I had lots of work going on. We'd just got a puppy.
I twisted his arm.
So with me now officially on board, we finished draft 5 using the excellent final draft, industry standard. Great programme. We were thrilled with what we achieved together, really, really happy.
We couldn't wait for the guys to read it.
Draft 5 could not be improved. Any cuts would be minimal.
They didn't like it.
And it was hard to hear all that time and effort.
We went away with our notes and we worked really hard. And then we had our next meeting.
It went well.
It was really exciting.
Ideas were flowing from us all,
We cut loads.
but we still got what we wanted from the scenes.
Less is more.
Show it, don't say it.
More tension.
More whodunit.
If you can keep the reader engaged.
You keep the audience engaged. So we took it all on board, and we soon sent over the next draft.
Now we have a film. We have a deadline of 8 weeks and we're really moving it forward now. We're on to draft 9 and things are just getting better. We recently filmed a POC.
Proof of concept.
This is the teaser footage to gain interest from funding bodies and investors to help us make the full feature film.
Our POC will last around 10 minutes.
And it has 3 key scenes from the film. It was brilliant. Thank you so much to all involved.
It's currently being edited, and we can't wait to share it with you all soon.
We do hope that you've enjoyed this glimpse into our experience of making the film so far.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you'll follow us on the rest of our journey
Of making a dream a reality. Thank you.